So today we're doing part 2 of the Orenco Woods Nature Park tour. The first video just went up before this one, and now I am back, and it's already 8:30. This is the only time that I was able to do it. And tomorrow, Thursday, I do come out of work early, but two things are happening tomorrow that I'm not going to be able to come over here. One, it's going to be raining, and two, it's early release day for the girls, so that means that they're going to get home 2 hours earlier, so I won't even have time to come walk over here. So I decided today, it's a beautiful day. It's like 70 degrees right now. It's like 8:30, so it's another beautiful day. So I'm like, okay, I gotta do it right. I gotta do it today. And although it's already like 8:30 right now, it's still bright outside, so I'm gonna be showing you guys the rest of the park here in Orenco Woods Nature Park. I've been here a lot of times, just have done videos here over and over again, but I just decided to do like a detailed tour, you know, just show everything that this park has to offer. So right now we're actually going to start at the other end of the park. Let me see if I could show you guys what we are right here, and the area where I showed you guys was like over here somewhere, like this whole area right here. And so we're starting like at the other side, but this eventually leads us to where we were last time. So this is Rock Creek Trail. So as we start off on this trail, we head down over here, and we're eventually going to see a bridge in a little bit. But this, especially in golden hour or on sunrise or sunset, like it just looks beautiful here, like all green. Look at all the green here. So it's just a beautiful park to come and take walks. Like there's a lot of people that come over here just to walk because it's just a beautiful park and a beautiful trail here in the park. What inspired me to do this videos is there's people that have been watching that have just moved to Oregon, that have just moved to like my area, which is Beaverton, Hillsboro area here in Oregon, and they have just moved here and they've been watching some of my videos, like when I do videos about the parks, and they've been kind of, you know, watching my videos to kind of know the area. So it makes me feel like I'm helping out someone when I do these videos that are just moved over here to this area, or are thinking of moving to Oregon, and thinking about moving to Hillsboro or Beaverton, Oregon, and they want to see the surroundings. Well, I feel like I'm being a help, a tool, a resource for them, you know, like just to show them how it is here and what kind of parks we have and what it's like around here, you know. So that's what inspired me to kind of make a more detailed videos here of the parks here, of the place that I go to. So I just thought I'll start with Orenco Woods Nature Park. It is one of the parks that I most often come to. So here's the bridge here. Nice little bridge here. And then we do have like a creek under. It's not running, not that. It's a very calm. I don't know if you guys can see all the little bugs though. They're starting to come out as we're getting closer and closer to summer, and weather's warming up a bit. All the bugs are starting to come out. And let's continue on this trail. Man, look at the sky. It looks really, really cool. So I wanted to come here for sunset. I wanted to catch the sunset, but my phone app lied to me. It said that it was at 8:45. Sunset today was at 8:45, and right now it's like 8:25, and it's already down. the sunset has already passed. It's just starting to get dark now. So that would have been a good golden hour, good like view of the park when it's like, you know, when the sun is setting, but missed it. It's okay, we'll be back and we'll catch it someday. And as we're going here, along the way they got these benches, and not just your ordinary bench. That's actually made out of like a log here, and it's 1/4 is cut off and it's made into a bench here, which is pretty cool. Look at these trees, they're massive. We got a little bit of an overlook right here, just all this green. Look at this. Got another little sitting area, also a log, but this one's kind of like half of it's cut off. And then over here, I have been here in the morning before, like when the sun is rising. My wife and I came here in the morning like a year, 2 years ago, and all this was just like, it was just beautiful with the sunrise. All this part right here, I'm sure you guys could hear like all the birds. It's just a beautiful, beautiful sound. Nature, man, nothing beats it. It's just so beautiful, so relaxing. The sounds of nature are just beautiful. My favorite thing about Oregon is the nature, and when we get to experience it, which is around spring and summer. Look at these flowers. And now we're coming to probably one of my favorite parts of this park, which is this long winded bridge here that curves. It's just a long bridge, and it looks beautiful, especially during springtime and summer because of all the green. During fall, during winter, it's just very, very bare. It's just a bunch of, it looks like a bunch of dead trees and, you know, branches. But like right now, it just looks so green and lush. And man, this is my favorite part, one of my favorite parts of this park here. It's just it's just beautiful here. Look at this. And no matter how many times I've been here, it just never gets old. We're definitely lucky to have this park just a minute drive from our house, a 15-minute walk. I must admit though, sometimes I feel like when you have something like this that you go to like over and over again, I think at some point you start feeling numb to the beauty, you know, like you just come over here, take a walk, and you start getting numb of it. Like, you know, when you live close to it, like you start taking it for granted sometimes, and I'm guilty of that. Sometimes I just come for a walk and I'm like, oh, just Orenco Woods Nature Park. I've been here a lot of times. Sometimes I gotta take a step back and realize, man, that not a lot of people have parks like this. Not a lot of people have like beautiful nature, green trees, leaves, just this greenery. I don't even know if greenery is a word, but this scenery, just this nature's been so lush. Like here in Oregon, not everyone has these type of parks, you know. So I am blessed, and we're blessed to have parks like this to come and walk to. Quick note, let me backtrack a little bit. So this is kind of where we left off. Let me actually, which way should I go? Because it's like I could go that way or that way, and it'll end up in the same place, which is the park, which is part one of this two-part video of the full tour of Orenco Woods Nature Park. So in the first part, I show you guys the other bridge. I showed you guys the McDonald house, and I showed you guys like the field, the playground, which is right over there. You guys can see actually that apple that I showed you guys over there too. If I zoom in, that's the apple right there in the middle of the frame. So all that I showed you guys last time. But if you come over here and you go this way, that's the other side that we just covered. That way is where we just came from the long bridge over there. And now I'm gonna take you guys over here. That leads us under the bridge that I showed on the first part of this two-part video. Hopefully it's not too confusing. I'm trying to make sense and trying to piece it together here. Basically, this park here, so it has that park like I showed you guys in part one. So that's like the park area, but it also has a trail, which is, I guess that's part two, because this is actually, yeah. So I guess part two is the trail of this park, which is Rock Creek Trail, and it's just like a big 8 around the park. So that's what I'm showing you guys here, but it all connects. It's all the same park, Orenco Woods Nature Park. Hope that makes sense. And right here, that first bridge I showed you guys in the first part is starting to come into view, and we actually started that video walking across that. If you guys remember that, or if you guys haven't watched it, I'll put a link somewhere in the screen. You guys could watch that part one first. But that's the bridge right there, and then we went that way, and then we went into the park that way. But right now we're actually heading under that bridge. But first, there is a dock here that's kind of a little overlook into some like a body of water that I'll show you guys before we go under the bridge. It's a really nice view here. But let's take a look over here first. They have a dock over here that you could like kind of look out into this little body of water. This sign says, please leave the plants and wildlife, including fish and frogs, for all to enjoy. In other words, take turns when being on this dock. But right now, here is the view of this little overlook here of this water. The water is definitely not some water that you want to swim in, though. And that's for sure. It's really dirty. Just take a second. Let's take a second and just hear the sound of nature, the birds. So beautiful. We got this side path here that leads us to a little view of the bridge. Just go through here. Whoa! Whew. I think I caught that on camera. That was pretty cool. Some ducks flying into the water there. But look at this view here of the bridge from here. Whenever you feel stressed or anxiety or just sad or something, man, just come to nature. It'll cheer you up, man. It'll just make you feel a lot better. You'll feel a sigh of relief just being here in nature. There's something about it, you know. There's something about it, and that's why I really want to go camping with my family, because we haven't experienced camping, just being out there in the wilderness, just being out there in nature, just camping out for a weekend and just getting away from everything, the hustle and bustle of the city and work and all that stuff. You know, we haven't done that. We haven't experienced that together, and that's why I want to go camping. Hopefully this summer we'll be able to do that. Yeah, but beautiful, beautiful view. All right, let's continue on the trail, because it's probably going to start getting pretty dark here pretty soon. All right, we're about to go under the bridge. And there it is. We're leaving the bridge behind, literally. Alright, so when you pass the bridge, just continue on this trail here, and it eventually leads you up to the park, which you guys will see. This part is pretty cool. Oh man, I missed it. I saw a bunny come out of here and it went back inside there. Ah, I just missed it. That's cool. I don't think it's gonna come out again though. I don't really see bunnies. We see them like once in a while. The same thing with deers. Like we see a lot of squirrels, we see a lot of birds, you know, and a lot of mosquitoes and bugs. But we hardly see any deers. We hardly see any rabbits, bunnies. So that was pretty cool, but unfortunately I couldn't catch it on film. It, you know, I couldn't catch it on film. Another thing that I haven't seen is a bear, which in a way I'm relieved I haven't seen a bear. I think that if I see a bear, I don't know, it's kind of scary, you know. If you see a bear, a black bear, it'll be an awesome sighting, but it's also scary, especially if you're walking and you're like a close distance to it. That would be, yeah, that's why I think it's scary. We're in the last stretch of the trail here. It's gonna take us over here to the main park, where we left off actually in part one. If you guys remember, if you guys saw that video, at the end of that video in part one, I sat down on a bench, and so it's basically gonna lead us to that bench that I was sitting at. So kind of did like a full circle here in part one and part two, and here's where it leads us. So we filmed that in part one. We filmed over there the playground in part one, the house in part one, and then over there is where the bridge and those houses that I mentioned in part one are. And then it was in this bench where I ended the last video, part one. I sat down here and I just relaxed for a little bit. So maybe it's a a good idea to end it here, part 2 too. Just full circle, I guess, right? So that was the full tour, I guess, of Orenco Woods Nature Park. It doesn't take that long to cover it all. Probably about 15-20 minutes to get on the trail and do the whole trail and kind of do like a whole loop. But it's definitely one of our favorite parks around here in the Hillsboro, Oregon area, Hillsboro, Beaverton area. There's a lot of parks here in Oregon. We've been to a handful of them. We still haven't, there's still a lot of them that we still want to kind of go to that we haven't been to, especially some in Portland. Like there's one called Forest Park that I really want to go to. It's kind of more of a nature park, kind of like with the forest and stuff like that, so I definitely want to check that out. But yeah, we'll definitely check out more parks here around the area soon, you know. But hope you guys enjoyed this walking tour of Orenco Woods Nature Park. It was a two-parter because the first one was like a couple minutes long. I didn't want to make it too long and put 2 in 1, you know. So I wanted to split them up. But and also it took place in 2 different days. The other video was like 2 days ago, and now I'm back here. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace.